A new article from the New York Times showing that the kids here in Southern Nevada, Clark County School District, having a really tough time when it comes to doing the schooling from home and not being near their friends. The suicide rates, unfortunately, here in Southern Nevada have shot up when it comes to younger kids. And the question is, what do you do about it? How can you give them the hope to know that coming down the line, whether it's a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, tomorrow will be better than today?
Yes, well, here to talk about what we can do about it is Wendy Whitsett. She's a clinical practice coordinator with the Health Plan of Nevada. We're so happy to welcome her to the show. Wendy, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me today.
Tell us about your concern on this, this horrible trend.
Mhm. As you mentioned, suicide is the second leading cause in youth 10 to 24 years old. One of the things that's important to note is that children do express their responses to stress differently than adults,
Yeah.
which can affect the way that we interpret what they're going through. So, like you had mentioned, there's a lot of reason that we might not notice that our children are struggling because we just don't know what signs to pick up on.
Yeah, I think sometimes
Mm.
we as adults, and we've all been kids, and I had kind of not the greatest upbringing in childhood, but um, when when we look at kids, we're like, they'll be all right. They're going to be fine. Listen, tomorrow's another day. And for kids, like this is,
Mhm.
their problems are their entire world. We might think of them as trivial, but that's what they're living on a day to day basis. So you're having a virtual event between Health Plan of Nevada and American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to help not only teens, but help adults learn about teens and what is causing this uptick, right?
Correct. And just to kind of point out a little bit more about what you were saying, right now our kids are going through a lot of loneliness and
Yeah.
isolation, not being able to play with their friends the same way that they had in the past. And they're all going through that same uncertainty that we're experiencing,
Yeah.
and the changes in routine. So that's why when we started to notice over at the Health Plan of Nevada that our youth were being impacted here locally, not just nationally, we wanted to partner with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention to bring that virtual workshop or that virtual presentation, More Than Sad, to the community.
Mhm.
It's going to be on February 3rd from 4 to 6. It's free of charge and it's open to the entire community. You do not need to be a Health Plan of Nevada member to attend.
Excellent.
Oh, this is just great, and it's fantastic. You're making it free for people, so everyone has access right now. Let me ask you what some of the takeaways from the seminar will be.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as as an attendee, we're looking for you to be able to learn suicide risk factors. You'll learn how to recognize warning signs of depression and suicide in teens. You will also learn how to, when you leave, you will know how to start a conversation with your child about depression and suicide.
Mhm.
Additionally, when after the presentation, we're asking that you stick around because we will have community resources available for programs that do provide services to our local youth statewide.
Awesome. So that's good to know that
Great.
there's services that
Mhm.
are there. I mean, are you just suggesting that just parents that might suspect that their kids are having a bad time, that they should be the ones, or frankly, I mean, this could. I got a 4 year old and a 2 year old. I think it'd be good to be a part of it, just to know, like, what to keep an eye out for, maybe in the years to come.
Absolutely, that is correct. And even if you're not a parent, maybe you're an aunt, an uncle, or a grandparent, maybe you work with children. You never know when these skills and this set of tools in your toolbox is going to come into use.
Mhm.
So if you're able to attend and get these skills, then you'll know in the future you'll have a lot more confidence to help a child who may approach you.
Awesome.
Wendy, I think that's an excellent point. I had a very hard time when I left my parents' home and went away for school. I was very, very lonely and very homesick. And I think sometimes the nature of suffering from depression is that you internalize it. Even you can even internalize it and hide it from the people that you are living with. So I know that in my life, I have had several occasions where I kind of recognized or probed this in other young people, and was able to start a conversation with them. So sometimes a young person who's suffering from depression will actually reach out to someone outside of their own home.
Absolutely. And it's all about being a safe place, being a safe person. And if we can be that for someone, then we can hopefully help save their life if we need to.
Fantastic. Well, this is a very important
Yeah.
time for this, and I'm glad that you got this together. We'll make sure that we point people in the right direction so they can be a part of it.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. Listen, you have to
Thank you, Wendy.
pre-register for this event. Health Plan of Nevada, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, they present More Than Sad, a virtual presentation on youth suicide prevention. It happens February 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. And if you want to pre-register, go to takingonhealthy.com. Health Plan of Nevada, a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.